Virgo. For your focal card or your guidance card, I am using my Wisdom of Avalon Oracle deck. I did use it last month, and you will most likely see it in the future because I'm in love with it. And for your timeline reading, I will be using my lovely Chrysalis deck. Okay, so before every reading, I like to remind you that this is a general reading for all Virgos. Alright, so I have already shuffled and meditated over the cards, so we are just going to go ahead and get right into it. For your guidance, you have the Grail Knight. And I'm going to move it closer so you can see the words on it. It says romance, illusion, seeking the sacred. So, you have some ideals that you want to seek, of how things should be, of how you want to be, of who you want in your life, how you want that to be. You may feel very romantic. You may be seeking that. The Knight is somebody who's seeking pretty much an illusion. So keep that in mind. Okay, there is no such thing as perfection. The Grail is a symbol of perfection. You must also remember, this card reminds me that, like when you're seeking perfection, when you're seeking this pure light, you must remember that the light cannot exist without the dark. Okay, so you have to embrace the darkness. You have to understand that there's always going to be darkness, or a negative, and that's how the positive exists. That's how the positive is there. They need each other. They're equal. So you may be a little clouded seeking this ideal, seeking an illusion. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move forward and see how your other 4 cards are and how they correlate with your focal card. Okay, you have the Illusionist. Wow, that does really correlate with your focal card. This is the Knight of Stones, or the Knight of Pentacles, and it is in reverse. So with the Illusionist, this is a symbol for yourself, for sure, Virgo, because stones are earth. You are an earth sign. You are eluding yourself. Okay, this is the week where you are probably going to be really in that daydreamy state of thinking of how things should be, how you want them to be. That romantic idealism. But you are fooling yourself. And you may be, if somebody else is involved in this, you may be fooling yourself on who they really are and how they really are. And, you could be fooling yourself about yourself. Sometimes we build ourselves up in our heads. We have this false image of ourselves. So keep that in mind. You have the 7 of Scrolls in reverse. This is indecision. Okay. Scrolls is simply swords. This is having a choice to make and it being difficult. And it is in reverse. So I feel like you may make the wrong decision. And it was probably, boistered by this illusion that you have going on. And hopefully by, seeing this reading, you can kind of avoid these things and turn these cards upright. But yeah, indecision, a difficult choice to be made, and not knowing which door to pick, as you can see in the picture. I don't feel like there's going to be, a multitude of choices. It's going to be very little choice there, but still it's going to be a difficult choice to make. And you may make the wrong decision. So, yeah, maybe if you can understand that, you know, your ideals are just ideals and simply just that, you know, they're not reality. That can help you. You have the Six of Spirals in reverse. Wow, they're all in reverse. Spirals are wands. Now, this card is generally very positive. It's recognition of some kind of success or achievement. It's having people talking about you, but generally in a very positive light. But since it is in its reverse position, this is more like unwanted attention, you know. It could be something little to something big, you know. Sometimes we could have an embarrassing moment. We could trip and fall in public, and that's unwanted attention. It could be something bigger for sure. But yeah, I feel like you are eluding, you're definitely eluding yourself. It's coming to a culmination here where it's going to start getting a tad bit embarrassing, or it's going to provide unwanted attention. Because whatever it is that you've done that you've succeeded in, you definitely don't want others recognizing you for. And you know what? I feel that some of you may just be being too hard on yourselves. I do feel like you probably have succeeded with something, that this card is actually about something very positive, but perhaps in your head, it should have been something better. You know, you had this romantic notion or this illusion of what it should be. And then it, you know, it didn't happen. It did, but it didn't. You know, like perhaps you won the race, but you came in second, not first. Okay, but the fact that you even did that race, the fact that you know, and that's just an example. It could be anything that you are doing, but the fact that you even did it, the fact that you tried and you came in at any winning stance, that's good. But you know, it wasn't up to your standards. And that's what I feel is happening for most of you. That it's not so much an embarrassing thing. You just think it's embarrassing. You know, you think that you should have came out on top. You know, number one. Because, you know, for whatever reason, and you have this big head, this ideal of what you really, of what you are, and who you are, and how you should be. But we are none perfect. Okay, you have the Corsair. This is the Knight of Spirals or the Knight of Wands, and it is upright. Thank you. So this is probably somebody else coming into your life, most likely a fire sign, or somebody carrying that fire energy of Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, and they are getting you up and being like, you know what, you made it, you made second place, that's awesome, you know. They're the ones who are being like, quit feeling sorry for yourself, because you have nothing to feel sorry for. Alright, these ideals that you have in your head are just ideals, and they're silly. They're not realistic, okay? And these cards, I mean, I don't know if you could ask for any other cards that would correlate more with each other, okay? You are seeking perfection, obviously, and it doesn't exist. And this is the person who's going to, you know, bring you back to that reality, okay? So, or perhaps this card will symbolize yourself. Maybe you will snap out of it by the 4th week and on your own and realize, you know what, these are ideals. I'm being too hard on myself. This is not reality, okay? I still did very well. All right, this is, you have to have the darkness. You have to have the negative to have the positive. So that is your reading in its entirety, Virgo. I hope that you found it helpful. I'm very curious if these cards resonated with you. If they did, please comment below. I'd love to engage with you more, and bye-bye.